All right, we're live for Fireside Chat number 113. So, as far as day-to-day events, one thing, so usually, to give some behind-the-scenes information in previous Firesides, what I would do is go through I kind of have a to-do list document, which is mostly suggestions or plans, stuff like that for WA. Sometimes just like notes or ideas, things like that. And one thing I've been doing in Fireside is usually I always go through that, and that kind of gives me the general topics for that what I'm going to talk about. But now under WAS Conqueror, I've got a channel called Quests, and I'm open to suggestions on the name. I kind of like the idea of Quest, but I was thinking like Quest Log or something like that. I'm not sure, but it's called Quests for now. But what that has is a list of things that I plan to work on or might be working on soon that people can help with if they want. And that's a great way if you want to get promoted or get noticed or something like that, or just want to help the clan out. You can kind of see that there. And I've given all the officers permissions to post there too, so they can post their own jobs. Basically, it's kind of a job board, which we had in the past, but I think it wasn't. It was kind of a different concept. It was more like if somebody needed art or something like that. So what wound up happening is there was just not. It wasn't used much. There wasn't a lot of communication about it. It wasn't really official or tied with the chain of command, so it kind of just went unused, really. So this is sort of a reboot of that concept, but quite a bit different. So you can see in there, some of these are quite old plans that I still want to get to. For example, Hostibity Relic Revision is something I want to work on. There are some things that I have planned that are not here. For example, some of the more specific stuff on Hostibity Tradition stuff that is sort of, you know, just to Hostipity wouldn't be public to the clan, at least not yet, is stuff that I wouldn't put there. But you can see here some other stuff I plan to work on or wouldn't mind help working on. More Hostipity cultural work and ideas. Lore descriptions of the WAS ships. Treatise on the White Knights of Hostipity. Codex entries on TeamSpeak servers, locations, etc. So I think at this point, the plan would most likely be that's kind of tied to further down this encyclopedia bot for the codex. So if we got that working, we'd be able to work on these codex entries. Doesn't mean we couldn't make them on the forum codex, but the forum codex right now is sort of an older version, and the idea is to move that to the WA wiki at some point or copy all those entries, which is a big task. And actually, I'll probably put that here as well. We are WA wiki works / copying forum codex entries to the wiki. One thing I had thought was the House Council channels on demand via asking me. So the thinking would be that that would just cut down the number of channels a little bit. So basically, the House Council channels are hidden, and at any point, anyone who's on the House Council can convene the council by asking me to bring the, and then I'll bring the channel back, and then there you have a council. So it's sort of on a necessary basis instead of it just being there all the time. That was just kind of an idea I had rather than something that is like a big project or something like that. But Yarna Duels and Bounty Board are one idea that was suggested to me to kind of come up with what can we do with this currency. And one thought was that you can kind of challenge people to a duel in any game and sort of bet that the currency. And then let's see here, rank corrects expectations, general handbook proofread. That's one thing I wanted to do is continually just kind of going through the handbook because there's just a lot of content in there, and frequently sometimes things will be updated, and I have to make sure that the handbook reflects everything like that. So that's basically what I'm talking about there. Deputy Veneration earning events kind of goes to the other deputy stuff I was talking about. Handbook knowledge test or certification, history knowledge certification. I'm not sure the exact purpose of that. Maybe something tied to night orders or something tied to a mark, something like that. That was just sort of an idea I had with the RLE having been going on for a little while. I don't think this would be something that would be like rank required or something like that, but it's just sort of, again, this is combination of to-do list, but also just sort of brainstorming. Mark boards and mark guide update. Pretty self-explanatory there. I think I need to update the mark guide with a couple of new marks, maybe update the descriptions of some of the older ones. And let's see. Oh, standardization of Blitzkrieg and Thief family is kind of a history thing. Basically, a lot of the old Blitzkrieg and Thief family names have been kind of lost. I have a couple old documents, so one thing I want to do is sort of the same way how Stippity, how we figured out who is a Brandling and who is a Sindar, and kind of drew a line there, or rather I talked to an Aryan about it and he did, but we have that official now. I'd like that to be a thing, because you never know when an old member comes back, or just for the ease of future historians to look back on that. I'd like things to have some kind of standardization in that regard. So you can say, well, everyone here in Blitzkrieg is from the Hoenn family, and everyone here in Thief is from the Thief family, or the Sjoerling family, or what have you. I think having that really set in stone helps, so that if we do need to, things like codex entries, for example, you want to list a family name for somebody, you go back and look at somebody like Skaldi from House Thief, and you're like, well, okay, what family is Skaldi? And well, you have no idea, really. So I think even if it's not accurate to the time, because we just don't have the information, I think having something that we can officially say, this is what we're considering Skaldi's family to be at this time, is nice. But yeah, that's about the to-do list there. Let me double check my actual to-do list, which just has a few other things. Shout out to those who've taken the RLE so far. If you want to take it again, let me know. Might be hosting it tonight for at least one person. So let me know if you want to schedule that. You can take any version at any time. And actually, that just reminds me. 1 second here. So I believe I've said that in some announcements that you can just request any version. At present, all 3 are available. In the future, they'll start to get retired over time, I think. But right now, there's 3 versions because we're right at the beginning of this. And for many people, they will want to have either have multiple opportunities to take it in case they don't pass the first time. So you can take multiple versions that way. Or they want to be exam proctors or be eligible for promotion to the rank of Hairseer. And higher. So for that purpose, I want there to be at least 2 versions available, and especially since this is the very start, and I'm kind of fixing and improving things each time, I think I wanted to not just sit with the first 2 versions, have a third one. So those 3 are currently in circulation and should be for at least another month or so. So yeah, let me know if you do want to take that anytime. Me and Solite currently are licensed exam proctors. I'd love to get more exam proctors, so if you want to take it for the first time or take it twice, let me know. That's certainly possible. I'd like to have quite a few more just so there's more availability for people to take it. One reason I haven't really set too many specific deadlines, as much as I'm encouraging everyone to take it, particularly Berserker Plus, who it's a requirement for their rank. Personally, I would like to have a lot more exam proctors before I say, oh, you have to take it at this time, just so we can cover all time zones, everything like that. But yeah, I should be around for that after Court of the High King tonight if you need. Other than that, let's see here. Talked about the quests channel. Study guides are up for the RLE on the forums. There's a link to that in Monolith under recruitment license. Under that section. Let's see here. Anything else? I added an RNU emoji. I don't think I mentioned that. So it doesn't have a official use yet, but it's really handy if you just want to react to that to a sit rep, and I've encouraged officers to and warband leaders to make use of that. Ask people in the warband to RNU something they post, announcements, reports, stuff like that. So hopefully that is useful. That's kind of an old school thing in the forums. People used to have to post R and U read and understood. That's what it means. In reply to announcements, rule changes, stuff like that. So some old members probably remember that. Let's see here. Oh, yes, okay. This was an idea I had that I think I forgot to write down. I'll go ahead and put it in quests real quick. So, I was thinking of all the eddas and stuff like that that we have on the forums. I thought that might be cool to have that all in a channel on Discord, because that's kind of thinking maybe if people are bored, that would provide just like a huge, read for anybody who feels like reading through that, or if you're not on the forums but you're on Discord for whatever reason. Discord's definitely a little bit easier to navigate since they actually have an app for it. I think the forums, I mean, they technically have a mobile version that it creates automatically, but it's not, it's not going to be anything like the Discord mobile app or anything like that. So I thought that would be a cool idea to have all that story and history stuff on Discord. So that is another project I would like to look at here in the near future. Let me double check one or two more things. Let's see. Yeah, I think that is about it. Looking at the calendar here, not too much. Destiny 2 night is, Geekarger hit me up and had me change the time on there, so that is starting. It's going to be at 1 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. British time on that. And that is reflected on the calendar for the upcoming ones. Let's see. Got a couple birthdays next week. I think that is about it. So I'll go ahead and sign off, and then we'll have Court of the High King starting here soon. And yeah, do let me know if you would like to take the RLE today or soon, or coordinate it with me or Solite right now, who can give any version of the exam.